Yo, welcome to another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. And today, man, we got a great show lined up for you guys. Once you come across the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel, press that subscribe button. For all the new people that come across this video, join the ball dropping gang. Press that subscribe button. Turn your post notifications on. I see everybody in the comments. Like I said, hashtag salute. Keep all the comments coming. Appreciate all the feedback. I appreciate all the positivity and the negativity, man. But keep them coming, man. It only helps the channel grow. Today's episode, man, it's one of them episodes, man, where I did a podcast previously talking about a situation, and I knew there was going to be a response to it. Before we get this show started, man, like I always said, man, my mantra is tell a friend to tell a friend. It might not be for you, but it might be for them. But before we get off into this episode, this video is sponsored by...
This episode is sponsored by True Choice Insurance. Here at True Choice, we take a different philosophy when it comes to providing you with your insurance options. We emphasize the value of the products we offer, instead of playing on the fear of you not being protected in your time of need. True Choice is affiliated with more than 60 insurance companies. This makes us one of the most independent agencies in the state of Texas. Please visit TrueChoiceInsurance.com for all your insurance needs.
Once again, man, shout out to my man Brian Kelly and his wife over there at True Choice Insurance. You guys visit them on the website, man. You can visit them at www.truechoiceinsurance.com for all your insurance needs. Won't you go visit them and tell them K-Sap from the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast sent you their way. Well, today's episode, man, I told you this was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen. And shout out to the man Ticket TV, man. Ticket TV be all over it. He broke the story, earlier today, which I knew that it was going to happen because of what Jason Whitlock responded to what Kwame Brown said on Kwame Brown's live, which Kwame Brown, he really didn't, really cutthroat Jason Whitlock. He was just saying he didn't understand Jason Whitlock's, position on the scrutiny that he has for Deion Sanders. He also said he doesn't have a problem with Jason Whitlock's opinion. His problem is it's outside of the opinion. It's the subtle jabs. It's the personal shots at Deion. Kwame Brown said, if you're going to make an opinion, you can make an opinion about Deion Sanders as the coach, but you don't have to take personal jabs at him and his kids. So we knew that Jason Whitlock was going to respond. And, Kwame Brown did say that, Jason Whitlock has fell short of his, glories, you know what I'm saying? And he's let it be known on his podcast, Jason Whitlock has let it known on his platform that, he ain't always been the way he's been. And, he got some dark secrets as well. And Kwame made note of that. And, Jason Whitlock said some things about Deion that, Kwame Brown came to the fence of. And, Kwame Brown had a lot of great points on what, he was hearing from Jason Whitlock, but he never, discredited Jason Whitlock. He never really stepped on the gas and gave Whitlock the business. He just called Whitlock out for the BS on his opinion and some of his views on his takes on Deion Sanders. And he did say that, Jason Whitlock, is saying about Deion's flamboyancy and, the things like that and his arrogance about things like that. And Kwame said, that's not going to keep him out of heaven. You know what I'm saying? And also, he just didn't like the fact that Jason Whitlock is sitting around questioning another man's Christian beliefs. So when Jason Whitlock got wind of that and he heard the things that, Deion was, being, crucified for, and, Kwame Brown was coming to Deion's defense, Jason Whitlock didn't like that. So Jason Whitlock went on a brutal attack. We're going to listen to a clip on the response of what Jason Whitlock had to say about Kwame Brown. And once we finish listening to that, we'll continue the show. Take a listen.
You know what makes sense? Elites protecting another elite so that they can get access to whatever post-game party Deion is throwing. It's a racket for elites to look out for each other. That's why yesterday I was shocked when I learned that former NBA player Kwame Brown couldn't see through this whole charade. I like Kwame a lot. You've heard me talk about him here on this show. You've heard me defend him when he was in a storm of criticism. Kwame has his own podcast. Kwame's very authentic. I think Kwame comes from a very honest place on virtually everything he says. But I think he missed the mark on this whole Deion thing. I want to play you a couple of clips let's play them back to back, clips of Kwame talking about me and defending Deion Sanders.
As a Christian brother, you call your Christian brother to the side if you feel like he's doing something wrong. Yeah, you call him to the side. You don't, and I might have to slide off camera while I'm talking. You call your Christian brother to the side and say, hey man, I don't agree with X, Y, and Z, and as your Christian brother, maybe you should do bop, bop, bop. But you definitely don't get up on these airwaves and challenge a man and say, your only excuse is that he's too flamboyant. That's his personality. So he's not going to get into heaven because he's too flamboyant. He's not going to get into heaven because he brings celebrities on the sideline, which many coaches bring celebrities on the sideline. When I played for the Lakers, it was nothing but celebrities in the locker room and everything else. When I played for the Wizards, everybody came and saw MJ. We had people at practice that come see MJ come back. Celebrities are all on the sideline. Denzel Washington was at the game. He was one of the biggest celebrities. LL Cool J. Or how Biden would say it, LLJ Cool J, or whatever the hell he said. So I don't understand Whitlock's judgment of Deion in that way. So for Jason Whitlock and everybody that has so much scrutiny, I told y'all years ago, a black man is going to be scrutinized for every single thing he says. And it's going to be us that do it to him. I wouldn't give a hill of beans if Jason Whitlock just gave his opinion on Deion as a coach. But he's making personal assessments of a coach. You're not doing that. I have never seen this many personal assessments on a coach in a long time. I haven't seen so many personal attacks on a coach in a long time. Bobby Knight used to beat up his players, throw chairs at him, all that. And guess what they said about Bobby Knight? Oh man, he's a great coach. He's teaching these black kids responsibility.
Wow. Kwame Brown, he said a lot of things and it made sense. But guys, this is where Jason Whitlock misses the point. You see what Jason Whitlock did there? He bigged Kwame up at the start of his soliloquy, right? He said he likes Kwame Brown. He's an intelligent guy. He's defended Kwame Brown. He has his own podcast. And then if you listen to the clip in its entirety, if you go to Jason Whitlock's Fearless and listen to the whole clip, he just went on a brutal attack of turning this whole thing. He moved the needle and started going in on Kwame Brown for no reason. Kwame Brown did not say nothing, egregious toward Jason Whitlock. He was just making a point about his opinions. And you heard what Kwame said. I could give a hill of beans if he's making an opinion about Deion the coach instead of throwing the personal jabs. So what Jason Whitlock, refuses to see, he says that Kwame Brown misses the point. If you go to his podcast and listen, he went and said that, Kwame Brown said that he didn't criticize Bobby Knight. Kwame Brown never said that. Kwame Brown said that people said that he was a good coach because of his coaching style, the way he beat the kids up and throwing cheers. He never said that he was never criticized. But Jason Whitlock on his podcast said that Kwame said that we don't criticize Bobby Knight. That's full of baloney. Kwame never said that. Then also Jason Whitlock went on to say that Kwame Brown was too young to even know anything about Bobby Knight. And on his show, he had to Google how old Kwame Brown was to find out Kwame Brown was 41 years old. So he made another point that way. Then he went on to talk about Kwame's basketball career, on how they used him, how Michael Jordan used him instead of going to get Elton Brand, but they brought in Kwame Brown as the number 1 pick. And he demoralized Kwame Brown in that way by basically just bringing it up and resurfacing it, almost calling Kwame a bust. So he went on a brutal attack on Kwame Brown for no reason, because Kwame Brown came to the defense of Deion Sanders on the opinions that Jason Whitlock has. And see what Jason Whitlock did, he got on the defensive and started attacking Kwame Brown's character. I want you guys to go to the Fearless Podcast with Jason Whitlock and listen to the podcast that he dropped early this morning in response to Kwame Brown. So you guys, let me know what y'all think in the comment section, man. Make sure you like the video, give it a thumbs up, share the video. Please turn on your post notifications so you'll know when Simply Ball Dropping drops another hot banger. Like I said, we cover sports, hot topics, roundtable talk, and the marriage chronicles. Also, keep the comments coming. And that's going to wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. We'll catch you on the next one. Deuces.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Dropping podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.